This is the Louie T Network.
Man, I love some football. Man, I love some football. My favorite week is week 1, cause I'm watching football. First comes the preseason, and I don't take a day off. And then it gets even better when your team makes the playoffs. 32 teams go hard for one thing. They work for one thing. That Super Bowl ring. 32 teams go hard for one thing. They work for one thing. That Super Bowl ring. We in the lab room.
Who else could it be but me, your man, Louie T? Welcome. You are in the lab room. Of course, I'm your host, Lou. Thank you for joining me. Week number 2 in the National Football League. Sunday Night Football. San Francisco 49ers hosting the Chicago Bears. The Bears. And a game that I described as one that could be a lot closer than people thought. I said, I wasn't comfy cozy about this like I should be. Even though the 49ers dominated the Cowboys last week and the Bears lost to the Bills at home, I'm still saying to myself, people are overlooking the Bears in this game because they lost to the Bills. We don't know if the Bills are going to be good or not this year. Maybe that wasn't a fluke win by the Bills. Maybe the Bills are actually a good team, and that's a solid win on the road for a good team. You don't know. Bears dealing with some injuries. So some things happened in that game that saw the Bears lose. 49ers, same thing. They're dealing with some injuries. Of course, we all know about the Aldon Smith situation. No Navarro Bowman. The secondary has been depleted. This is a team that has some injuries they're dealing with as well. So some things could happen if the Bears are clicking offensively. They've got the strengths in the right areas to take advantage of some of the deficiencies on this San Francisco 49ers football team. So I thought this could be a tough game, but I still expected the 49ers to win. Did I expect this outcome that we got? Absolutely not. Let's talk about how it came to be. First quarter, Bears go 3 and out right out of the gate, have a punt blocked by 5th round rookie Aaron Lynch. Gets his hand on the football, gives the 49ers great field position to start this game out. 3 plays later, after they take over at the Bears 8, the 49ers get in the end zone on a Krabs touchdown grab. It's 7-0. 49ers with a great start to the football game. 49ers avoid disaster on another possession when the officials overturn a Cap interception and they benefit with the field goal. It's now 10-0. So Cap, you can see, was a little shaky early on in this game. Almost was picked off by the wily vet. Charles Tillman, Peanut Tillman, tried to scoop it off the turf. They ruled that it was not an interception. 49ers take advantage, end up getting a field goal. 10-0. That's the end of the first quarter. You move on to the second quarter. Martellus Bennett juggling act is overturned by replay. I did not like this call. I thought that was a catch. I thought he did enough to secure the football. And the football gods, again, they always rectify a wrong at some point in the game. I thought they were wrong where the Bears football gods would make that correction a little bit later on, and I'll explain when that happens. But now, Bears don't get anything out of that drive. And I thought that was the chance for the Bears to start to get into a rhythm. Officials took that away. And so nothing for the Bears on that possession. They have to punt. Chris Conte with a beautiful interception. And as for much flack as I gave him last week for that Fred Jackson, Fred X special delivery that he got last week, that was a beautiful diving interception by Chris Conte. Now, he would pay for that as he would leave the game with a shoulder injury. However, that was a big play at that time in the game. Cap's first turnover of 4 in this game. Big play by Chris Conte. But the Bears go 3 and out. They don't take advantage of that interception, but it did take points off of the scoreboard as the 49ers were driving on that possession. Cap fumble forced by Jared Allen, the second Cap turnover in the game, and that definitely takes points off the board as the 49ers were already in field goal range, and so that definitely took points off the board. Bears almost give it back after the turnover, however, as they have a bot snap. Keep in mind their center was out in this game. Backup Brian De La Puente was in the game, snapped the ball before Jay Cutler was ready for it, hits him in the shin, caroms off, and it goes way back to about the 3-yard line of the 49ers. Luckily, it should have been scooped up and scored. It should have been a scoop and score for Aaron Lynch. He mishandles that. Bears end up pouncing on it. They caught a break, did the Bears. And like I said, they avoided disaster there, and they were able to punt the football. But because of that mishap, the 49ers get great field position. And after that field position, and Frank Gore, the Inconvenient Truth. Remember that nickname? The Inconvenient Truth. I love that nickname. Takes off on a beautiful, about 53-yard touchdown scamper, only to have it called back because of a holding penalty on Anquan Bolden. Was that a bogus holding penalty? You betcha, but that's the football gods righting a wrong. Now the scales have been balanced for that Martellus Bennett incomplete pass overturned call. Here's your balancing of the scales, football gods reaching in and pulling this touchdown back. And that was an unfortunate call because you could easily say that that was a bogus call on Anquan Bolden. Nonetheless, it wipes off a touchdown off the scoreboard. 49ers get nothing out of possession, but later on the next possession, Frank Gore does get into the end zone, makes it 17-0. 49ers in this game. Bears finally get it going, however, right before the half. Nifty 25-yard run by Jay Cutler gets them into scoring range, and he finishes off the drive by connecting with B. Marsh with a beautiful one-hand stab in the end zone. Start the third quarter. 49ers take 13 plays and over 9 minutes of game time to get a field goal in the third quarter to extend the lead out to 20-7. Who knew that would be the last time the 49ers would see the scoreboard in this game? So the Bears mount a drive of their own. Remember, 49ers took over 9 minutes of the clock in the third quarter, where the Bears ate up the rest of the quarter, and they were aided by a hands to the face penalty by Corey Lemonnier. And so that penalty on third down when the Bears were going to have to punt extends the drive out. Bears eat up the rest of the third quarter clock. As we move into the fourth quarter, they're on the march as the third quarter comes to a close. Fourth quarter starts. B. Marsh caps off a 13-play, 80-yard, 7-minute drive with a 5-yard touchdown grab. His second of the game. It's now 20-14. Bears only down 6 as they continue to try to march back into this football game. Cap is immediately picked off on the next possession by rookie first-round pick Kyle Fuller. He's in the game because Peanut Tillman leaves, and you've got to think that he's torn that bicep again. He was crying on the sidelines. You could see the emotion. He's getting in at that stage of his career where this might be it. You know, he was coming back, feeling good. He signed a small contract to come back and play with the Bears. I think this could be it for him. You could see the dejection on his face. Guys know when they're seriously hurt. When they've done something and they do it again, they know what that feeling feels like. I think he might have torn that bicep again. But either way, Kyle Fuller in the game, and he did not disappoint. Picks off Cap. Gets it all the way down to the 6. You tack on a 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on Cap. Gets it down to the 3-yard line. Very next play, Martellus Bennett in the end zone on a back shoulder fade. It's touchdown. It's now 21-20. Bears assume the lead for the first time in this football game. They've got momentum now. 49ers need to do something to curtail that. Kyle Fuller does it again. He did it again. It was so nice. He had to do it twice. Double dips, gets another pick off of Cap. This time, Kaepernick scrambles out of the pocket, is looking for the backup tight end. Vernon Davis also suffered an injury in this game to his ankle. Backup tight end who had a stellar game was going out. He ad-libbed on the play, was going up the seam. Cap rolls out to the left, so he breaks his route off towards the left, but does not see Kyle Fuller, who drapes off of another receiver into the passing lane, picks it off, and gets the football into 49ers territory. And Alshon Jeffrey never, ever trust a man with 2 first names. Gets a 24-yard gain down to the 49ers 8-yard line, which sets up B. Marsh once again for his 3rd touchdown of the game. This man was stellar. And both Alshon Jeffrey and Brandon Marshall deserve a kudos for playing and gutting it out, both dealing with injuries. Both did not practice a lot in the practices leading up to this game, yet they both came and played. You could tell visibly that both of these guys were banged up, yet they both came out and performed at a high level nonetheless. This gives the Bears an 8-point lead at this point, 28-20. Now pressure's all on San Francisco to go down, not only score a touchdown, but also tack on a 2-point conversion to tie this game up. Cap eludes pressure. A free blitzer on a safety blitz comes free. The young safety Brock gets in. Brock Vereen gets in unabated to the quarterback. Cap is able to make him miss on 3rd and 3. Also eludes Jared Allen on the play and gets 14 yards to extend the drive. Then on 4th and 3, Cap is able to find a wide open Krabs to extend the possession. But another penalty, and this was something that was a theme in this game, the 12th penalty for the 49ers, and this was a very heavily flagged football game, and the 49ers were penalized the most in this game. Their 12th and final penalty came on a delay of game, which really helped seal their fate as they could not pick it up on 4th down as the Chicago Bears march into Levi Stadium, the opening game in the stadium's existence. Levi Stadium is christened with a loss as the Chicago Bears go into San Francisco, into Levi Stadium, and come out with a W, 28-20. Did not see this one coming. I did see the Bears putting up a fight, however. I didn't think it would be enough. And after the 49ers jumped out to that 17-0 lead, you thought, hey, we got this one in the bag. However, they showed resiliency, did the Bears, never panicked, and they were able to get going offensively. And that's something that you had to know could be a thorn in the side of the 49ers in this game. If the Bears' passing game could get off the ground, the 49ers failed to get pressure. And that's something I talked about with a couple of 49ers fans. I said, the thing that worries me the most with this team, it's not, you're not going to have Navarro Bowman. It's not that, you know, you got a lot of young guys in the secondary. It's not the fact that this offense struggled in the preseason. It's the fact that you don't get pressure on the quarterback. And that secondary that is banged up, that sees you rely on some of these younger guys, is going to be tested because of the fact that you can't get pressure on the quarterback. Your secondary isn't bad, and you have great depth. Your problem is you give guys time to throw the football. I don't care how good your secondary is, you're going to be picked apart. And this 49ers team struggles to get pressure on the quarterback. You saw it in this game, and Jay Cutler was able to pick this 49ers secondary apart. So that's going to do it for this installment of In the Lab Room. I thank you for joining me. If it happens in the National Football League, whether big or small, we cover it all here in the Lab Room. Bears even up their record at 1-1 while dropping the 49ers to 1-1 on the season. Huge win for the Bears. Tough loss for the 49ers because you look up at the standings now, and the Arizona Cardinals are the only team in this division at 2-0. That's right, the Arizona Cardinals are leading the NFC West. For how long? Can't say. But they're atop this division with every other team in this division now at 1-1. So join me as I continue to break down week number 2 in the National Football League. Got plenty more games to break down. Come back and join me. I'll be back in a bit.